Hi everyone. Today we're going to be learning something very cool and very awesome, and that is ascending and descending order. You might be wondering, what is ascending and descending mean? Ascending means going up, but then descending means going down. So let me put this in basic terms. So we have a hill right here, and let's say that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going up, we're ascending. Five is greater than one, so we're ascending up. But then we have five here, and four here, and three here, and two here, and one here, and we're descending. We're going down. You see, five and one is smaller than five, so we're descending down. Or, so some people know it, it's least to greatest. Least to greatest. So yeah, that's what ascending and descending mean. So let's get started. So what it wants us to do here is order the numbers from least, order the numbers from least to greatest. So that's what we have to remember. We need to know that we're supposed to put the smallest number first and then the largest number at the end, at like right here is where we're supposed to put the largest number, and this is where we're supposed to put the smallest number. So now that we know that, let's get started. So the way I do it is like this. So I go 32. This is my contestant right now, and I know that 32 is bigger than 15. So we know that 32 is not going to be the least, is it? So it's not, because it's already bigger than a number, and you can't be the least because it's already big. It's already bigger than a number. It's not the least. And we have 15 here. We have 15 here. We have 15 there, and we know that 15 is greater than 13, and so that's not going to be the answer. Because we already know that we already found the smallest number. I mean, not the smallest number, I'm sorry. We already found the number that's smaller than 15. So it's not going to be 15. And it's 13. Let's see, our contestant right now is 13. And we know that 13 is smaller than 15 and 32, so it has a chance to come here. But wait, do we know if it's smaller than 16? Yes, 13 is smaller than 16. And do we know if 13 is smaller than 48? Yes, 13 is smaller than 48. And 13 is smaller than 50. So 13 is smaller than all these numbers, so we're going to have 13 over here. 13 is going to be our first. It's going to be our least. It's going to be the smallest valued number. So that's what ascending and descending mean, or least to greatest mean. So let's do this fast now. Let's do it not fast. Let's do it quicker. So the next in line is 15, because 15 is smaller than 32, 16, 48, 50. So it's going to be 15. And let's look at 16. I think it's 16. Why? Because 16 is smaller than 48, 50. Let's cross them out. Let's cross the ones we already used. So we know that 16 is smaller than 48, 50, and 32. So we know that's going to be 16. And 15 is smaller than 16, and 13 is smaller than 16. And so let's cross that out. Let me use a different color here. So we know that, well, I think now it's going to be 32, because 48 is smaller than bigger than 32, and 50 is bigger than 32. So we know that it's going to be the smallest out of these two numbers. So it's going to be smallest. It's going to be the smallest out of these. That's not going to be the smallest of the whole thing. 13 is the smallest of the whole thing. So it's going to be smaller than 48 and 50. So let's put that here, but it's going to be bigger than 16. And we have 48 and 50. And, well, I think it's 48, because we know that 48 is smaller than 50, so it's going to be 48. And the last is 50, because that's what we're left with. That's what we're left with. So, and yeah, let me just cross that out as well. And now here, so we finished it. 13 is going to be our least biggest. It's going to be least biggest. And this 50 is going to be our greatest number. Okay, let me use a different color. I'm getting bored of this color. And I bet many of you are too. So here it says order. It's always important to read the directions. Here it says order the number from greatest. Order the number from greatest. Let's circle that because that's important. That's pretty important. Greatest to least. So it wants us to go from big. It wants us to go like, it wants us to put like it's going to be the exact, let me just put it like this. It's going to be the exact opposite of this. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so we know that 10 is going to be smaller. So 10 is going to be smaller than 31. So we know that 10 is not going to be the greatest. We know that 10 is not going to be here. And we know that 31 is greater than 15. Okay. So we know that 15 is not going to be the big greatest. And we know that 31 is bigger than 6, and that's so the 6 is not going to be the greatest. 6 is not going to be here, first here. And it's going to be 31 is greater than 3, so we know that it's not going to be 3. And 31 is smaller than 45, so we know it's not going to be 31. And 45 is since we know that 31 is bigger than all of these numbers and 45 is bigger than that 31, of course these numbers are going to be smaller than 45. So 45 is bigger than 33. So we know that 33 is not going to be the answer. And it's going to be 45 because 45 is bigger than all of them. You can take your time and do that, but it's better to just think smart, like the way I just told you. Okay, now that we know how to do greatest to least, let's do it a little more quicker than how I just showed you as an example. So we know that. So that's the next in line is that we know that 33 is going to be 31, and we know that, like I said when I was doing the previous example, all of these numbers over here up to 3, 10 to 3, we know it's going to be less than 31, and 33 is greater than 31. So it's everything less than 31 is going to be everything less than 33 is going to go under 33. So it's going to be down here when 33 is up here. Okay, so we know that's going to be 33. And the next in line is 30. I'm thinking it's 31. Why? Because 31, so let's cross them out like we did in the previous question. And let's use a different color. And I'm thinking it's 31 because 31 is, like I said, 31 is going to be greater than 15, 6, 3, and 10. And that's the ones we're left with. So it's going to be 30. I'm thinking let's do it in a different color. So it's going to be 31. And we know that I'm thinking it's 15 because 15 is, let's cross that out. So because 15 is greater than 10, it's greater than 6, and it's greater than 3 are leftovers. So it's going to be 15. So now I'm thinking it's going to be 10 because 10 is greater than 6 and it's greater than 3. So it's going to be 10. The next number is going to be 10. And I know that and then these are the two numbers that we're left with, the 6 and the 3. And I know that 6 is going to be bigger than 3, so it's not going to be 3. And yippee! We got our answer, the greatest, and then we got our last answer. And the greatest number is 45. And the greatest number is going to be 45. And the smallest number is going to be 6. Thank you.